They called him Wrench, not because he was good with tools, though he was, but because he could fix anything. Starship engines, plasma drives, even alien prosthetics from the war relics of Vega 9. But what he couldn't fix, not yet, was sleep. Nightmares kept him company instead. Memories of the siege of Acheron, where he'd watched mechs and beasts alike burn under the same sky. Now 5 years later, he worked alone on the edge of the outer belt, scrapping derelict ships for parts, listening to static radio and pretending the galaxy had moved on. It hadn't. Not really. That day started like any other. Just Wrench, his repair skiff Dust Moth, and the endless black. He was welding a plasma coil when his sensors pinged. An energy surge, faint but alive, coming from an asteroid cluster half a parsec away. He frowned. Energy meant tech, and tech meant salvage. He throttled up. When he reached the coordinates, his breath caught. Half buried in the rock was something colossal. A biomech organism, like a fusion of starfighter and living muscle. Its wings were shredded, its carapace cracked and leaking violet ichor that crystallized in vacuum. The readings showed it was still alive. Holy hell, he muttered, eyes wide. It wasn't just any creature. It was a Zerathian war beast, one of the organic starfighters used by the enemy decades ago. Every fleet had feared them, living engines of destruction bonded to their pilots through neural grafts. But this one was alone. And dying. Wrench should have left. Any sane man would have. Instead, he drifted closer, activating his mag boots and stepping out onto its broken armor. Its massive claw twitched as he approached. Then, through his helmet's comm, came a sound. Not a word, but a low, guttural plea. Help. Wrench froze. You can talk? The response was slow, distorted by pain. Burning. Inside. Can't. Heal. He knelt beside a wound that glowed faintly with molten light. The beast's core reactor, half biological, half nuclear, was failing. If it ruptured, the explosion would vaporize half the belt. He didn't think. He just worked. Pulling tools from his belt, Wrench began cutting away charred plating. The smell of scorched protein and ozone filled his helmet. Easy, big guy, he muttered, voice steady despite the tremor in his hands. You want to live. You gotta let me in. The creature's massive claw moved, instinctively, maybe defensively, and clamped around him. Metal fingers could have crushed him like a tin can, but they only trembled. Its voice came again, weaker. You, not soldier. No, Wrench said, prying open a panel of living armor. Just a mechanic. Hours passed. He rerouted energy conduits with patch cables, replaced a ruptured coolant artery with the tubing from his oxygen reserve, even used a plasma torch to cauterize a bleeding neural junction. Sweat dripped into his eyes, freezing instantly in 0G. Every time the reactor flared, he braced for the end. But he didn't stop. Couldn't. When the final conduit locked in place, the beast screamed, a sound that shook the asteroid itself. Its eyes, like twin stars, flared open. Wrench shielded his face from the radiance. Then, silence. The readings stabilized. The core pulsed steady. He let out a shaky laugh. You're stable. Hell? You're alive! The creature moved slowly, testing its limbs. One massive claw, scarred and smoking, reached toward him again. Wrench flinched, but instead of crushing him, it extended a single digit, touching his chest plate gently. You saved me. Yeah, Wrench breathed. Don't mention it. The beast's voice grew clearer, resonating directly in his mind now. My kind hunted yours, burned your worlds. Why? Wrench shrugged. War makes monsters out of everyone. Guess today I just decided to stop. For a long moment they drifted in silence. Then the creature stirred. You have my life debt, human. I am Tikal. I will guard you as I guarded my kin. Wrench chuckled. I don't need guarding, big guy. But Tikal wasn't listening. Its biodrives hummed to life, wings repairing themselves with self-forging sinew. Energy cascaded down its spine like lightning. And when Wrench's ship alarm screamed, an incoming patrol of scavenger raiders, he understood why. 3 pirate vessels blinked in, weapons hot. Looks like we've got company, he muttered. They seek your life? Takal's voice sharpened. Always do. The war beast unfolded to its full, terrifying height. Then they meet mine. What followed was chaos. Takal launched forward, scattering asteroids like dust. Plasma bolts struck its armor, but it barely flinched. Its wings flared, living solar panels, firing lances of fusion light that tore through the pirates' hulls. One ship exploded so close the blast rocked Wrench's skiff sideways. He clung to the controls, laughing like a madman. When the last enemy ship broke apart, silence returned. Takal hovered in the void, smoke curling from its armor. You didn't have to do that, Wrench said quietly. You didn't have to save me. They floated there, man and monster staring at the debris drifting among the stars. Wrench finally sighed. Well, Takal, seems like we're both out of a job. You any good at hauling scrap? The beast's low rumble sounded almost like laughter. Teach me. So he did. Over the weeks that followed, Takal learned to tow wrecks, stabilize plasma reactors, and even hum along to Wrench's old Earth songs, though it was a sound like mountains breathing. They traveled from system to system, fixing what others broke, leaving whispers in their wake. A human and his war beast, saving what the galaxy left behind. Months later, when a solar storm threatened a mining colony, Takal positioned his body between the flare and the fragile domes, shielding thousands. Wrench watched from the control tower, heart pounding. When the storm cleared, he opened comms. You okay, big guy? Still burning, came the reply, warm with pride. But alive, because a mechanic once grabbed my claws and refused to let me die. Wrench smiled, grease-streaked and exhausted. Guess I did. Out in the vast dark, where war had once raged, a human and a beast drifted side by side, two broken things that had learned how to fix each other. And for the first time in a long, long while, the galaxy felt a little less empty.